Welcome to Windows 8.1 Desktop. In the desktop, you can use all kinds of apps and programs, from specialized software to any of the apps from the Windows Store. You can pin your favorite apps and programs to your taskbar so you can get to them quickly. And you can also personalize the desktop with different shortcuts, backgrounds, colors, and themes. No matter how you want to use your PC, you can switch quickly between apps, windows, and the start screen right from the desktop. There are a few ways to get back to the desktop from anywhere on your PC. As you can see, I'm already on my desktop, so I'm going to switch to my start screen using my Windows logo key. On my start screen, I have a desktop tile here. When I click on it, it takes me back to the desktop. Also, while on the start screen, if I start to type in the word desktop, it will pop up, and I can click on it, and it takes me back to the desktop again. Or, I can also use my keyboard, a shortcut key, by using the Windows logo key and the D key for desktop. If I press those together, it takes me back to the desktop again. While on the desktop, you may notice at the bottom of your screen you have what's called a taskbar. The taskbar is where you can switch between apps you have open, and you can pin apps you use often so you can open them right from the desktop. You can typically find the taskbar at the bottom of the desktop, but you can also get to it from anywhere on your PC by moving your mouse pointer below the bottom edge of the screen. So if I wanted to open an app, or open an already app that I have here from my taskbar, I can simply click on it and it comes up on the screen. I can then also use the taskbar to minimize that app by clicking on it again. I could also take, and if I wanted to pin one of these that I frequently use to my taskbar, I could right-click on the app from the taskbar and choose Pin this program to taskbar. So now I'm going to open up the weather app again, but this time I'm actually going to close it by clicking on the X in the top right corner. But you can see it's actually pinned to the taskbar. It's no longer open, but is pinned there for quick use. So I'm going to open it one more time. And while I'm inside my weather app, if I go to the top left corner, I can right-click on its icon. And from here I can also choose to minimize and close the app if I needed. Or I can choose split left or split right. I'm going to split left. And notice it comes to half the screen. So if I take my mouse to the bottom of my screen to pull up my taskbar, I have the Microsoft Store app already open. If I click on that, it splits to the right, so now I have two apps side by side. So after I've split my screen, I've closed both of those apps, and you can see down on my taskbar that they're both pinned to my taskbar. Now if I wanted to remove one of these, I want to remove the weather from here, I could right-click on it and choose Unpin this program from taskbar. And now it's gone. So I'm going to toggle back over to my start screen. And remember, from your start screen, any of these tiles you can also take and pin to your taskbar by simply right-clicking on one and choose to pin to taskbar. When it's pinned to the taskbar, if I drag my mouse to the bottom edge of the screen, I can see now my Word program is there on my taskbar. And I'm going to unpin it by right-clicking on it and unpin from taskbar. Okay, so once you've gone through the pinning and the unpinning, you can also then change how you look at your desktop. You can see that my start screen is personalized, and when I go back to my desktop, I've also personalized already my desktop. So while on the desktop, if I take my mouse and drag it to the top right corner and drag down to open up my Charms bar, I can click on Settings, and from the settings, I can choose Personalization. Inside of Personalization, you can go through and you can change your themes, background, noises or sounds, colors, and screensavers. You can also choose where you would like to sign in. By default, most people will open to the desktop when they sign into their PC. But no matter what kind of device you use, you can choose to see either the desktop, the start screen, or even the apps list when you sign into your PC. So the first thing you would want to do, and we'll do this from the desktop, is we'll come over to the top right corner and drag down to open up our Charms bar. And if I click on search, I'm going to start to type in taskbar. We want taskbar and navigation, so you'd want to choose that from the list. Once that dialog box opens up, you can then click on the navigation tab, and underneath the start screen category, you can choose if you'd like to sign in. Mine signs in if you want to go to the desktop instead of start. You can show the desktop background on the start. You even have the option to show the start on the display I'm using when I press the Windows logo key, and so on. So you could go through and you could customize this if you wanted, or you could leave it the way it is. And one more thing on your desktop. In Windows 8.1, the traditional Start button has been replaced with the Windows logo key. However, the options and the menus from your Start button have not gone away. So in the lower left corner, if you go to the Windows logo and you right-click on that, when you right-click on it, all of those menus and different programs that you may need to look at or to run, they're all listed there for you. You can do things like the shutdown or sign out. You can get to the control panel and task manager, or even open a command prompt window. The start button is always available, so you can get to these menu options from anywhere, the desktop, an app, or even the start screen or apps view. If you don't see it, move your mouse to the lower left corner and the start button will appear. Okay, so that's just a short, brief introduction to the Windows 8.1 desktop.